You're watching Man Utd VanCam.
This is VanCam. This is VanCam. You waited for.
Oh shit, Steve! What is that thing? I don't kick it. Run! How are you doing, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of the Man Utd VanCam. Hope everybody is well. I'm in good form, as you can tell. Oh, it rhymed that, didn't it? Yeah. Stick around. We've got loads coming up this week. We will be doing CockStroker of the week. I've got 7 nominations to stick by with that one. See who comes out on top this week. We'll be doing the big VanCam debate. Looking back last week, we had Rashford v Ronaldo. Who was the best free kick? I'll be revealing the poll of that. We'll also have a quick look at the Fantasy Football League update, see who's rocking that top spot, and we'll end with a quick look at a few of your comments. But first, and as I say this every week, I think it's only right that I should take very limited time to thank the people that got involved in the super chat last week. Okay, so the people I want to thank for the upkeep of the Man Utd VanCam channel for last week, the super chat. Kick that beat! Right, Gungshi was in there, said greetings from a Brit exiled in Taiwan, Kev. Thank you very much, mate. GTRA, Red Star Gaming was in there, had absolutely sod all to say, but 199 went into the pot. Our very own Dave Burtwhistle was in there, said party park now. I'm there, mate, where is it? And Alex Rudd said, I got your first beer of the weekend. Yeah, he was first in there, and thank you very much, much appreciated. Let's just crack on with this show. Right then, so since I last did Man Utd VanCam, United have played 2 games, one in the Premier League at Bournemouth where we got beat 1-0, and then we followed that up with a 3-0 win against Partizan in the Europa League to confirm our passage into the knockout phase, which is good news in one sense because it's starting to look a bit like that season under Mourinho where we might have to throw all our eggs in the Europa League basket and go for that if we want to get your Champions League qualification for next season. So let me know your thoughts on that. It's something we will get into a bit in the big VanCam debate. I've got a little question set for that. But the defeat to Bournemouth, just going back to that quickly, I don't want to touch over it too much because it's in the past now and I'm over it. But at the time, after it, it did not surprise me. I've accepted that these players are not good enough. And Solskjaer, it's going to take him numerous transfer windows to get his squad right, to get the players that he wants in, not the shit that's been left by previous managers, the likes of Phil Jones and that are just scratching around with that gormless face. It's going to take him time. He's got to get his squad together, the players that he can trust. And at the minute, I think it's a bit of it definitely is a patched up squad, a patched up team. And yeah, it definitely this season, it's going to be 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, a hell of a lot through the season. And Man Utd being in 10th at this time, you know, of the season, we're not used to it, but we have been spoiled, and I'm big enough to accept that. United, it's a work in progress. So that's my thoughts on that. Good news that United are through to the knockout phase of the Europa League. We'll just have to see how that one pans out. But yeah, I didn't want to touch too much on all that because there's plenty to get through this week. As you very well know, we've got 7 nominations for CockStroker of the week and only one person can get that. So let's start by lightening the spirits, get the old cans out or whatever, you know, pin back your ears, crack open the beers and all that, because I am taking you lot on a journey to a thing called CockStroker of the Week. Enjoy! CockStroker of the Week. A very warm welcome to a thing that we all know on this channel as CockStroker of the Week. There is never any shortage of people just being downright dickheads, basically, and cockstrokers, and this week is definitely no different. Somehow I've managed to compile a top 7, so without further ado, I'm going to run you down them from 7 through to 1, because that's basically how Kev rolls. So coming in at number 7 this week, number 7 is this absolute gobshite. Now basically, if your mates tell you that it's fancy dress, wise Chinese man always told me, you know, you double check. You have to make sure on these things, right? If somebody says, Kev, it's fancy dress, we're meeting at Weatherspoons in the morning, 8 o'clock, big breakfast, few pints, and then we're getting the train. I'm thinking I'm ringing one of my best mates, you know, I'll come with you, make sure, what are you wearing? Oh, you're dressing as that, are you? Yeah. You still make sure the last thing you do is actually arrive without anyone dressed, because this happens. Yeah, so check, always check. Sound advice from Kev. Otherwise, you've got to walk around looking like Ali G for the rest of the stag do or party or whatever it is. And to be honest, you'd probably get away with that in Weatherspoons anyway. Nobody would bat an eyelid at somebody dressed in a PVC tracksuit and a bum bag and all that, and a pair of glasses and all that. So, yeah, crack on. Number six this week is this soldier man. Bit of training going on, and this bloke only had one job. Yeah, I'm going to boot the door. All you got to do is just throw the thing in, and it's job done. Job's a good one. Coming in at number 5 this week is Real Madrid, and for one top reason. I hate Real Madrid as a club. I think they're an absolute mercenary club. The fans are shit, but Real Madrid, it's because we are Real Madrid. We can do whatever we want. We're going to bully you in the transfer market. Nobody answers to Real Madrid. And like the time they tried taking David De Gea off us. What was that fax? It was for about 18 million for De Gea. Yeah. Best keeper in the world. Yeah. Oh, we'll give you 18 million. No, do one. Hey, have a pair of them. In fact, have a double pair up. A double pair, have it. Anyway, Real Madrid this week, well, so speculation says, but you can believe it. Sky Sports run the story that Real Madrid are looking to take Manchester City's Raheem Sterling, who is arguably one of the best players on the planet at this moment in time. Performances he's doing on a weekly basis for both Man City and England, Champions League and all that. He's good, don't get me wrong, he's a decent lad. Just a shame he plays for them shithouses. But anyway, we're hearing news that Real Madrid are to bid 70 million, yes, 70 million plus Gareth Bale. Now the thing that gets me with this bid, right, how much are they actually putting on Gareth Bale? How much do they value Gareth Bale at? Because if you think about it, what is that? So they're saying if we get it up to 150 million, then Gareth Bale, they're putting 80 million on his head. A player that they nearly give away to some Chinese team in the Chinese league for free. Yes, free, not so long ago, in the summer in fact, because they wanted to get rid of him and just get him off the wage bill. So, I mean, Raheem Sterling to me is definitely a 150 to 200 million. You could argue he's better than Neymar on current form. So if you want to start spewing all that shit up, where are Real Madrid getting the figures from? They're obviously just planting the seed thinking they can get in Sterling's head. But it gets to the question, man. So I like Kylian Mbappe. I think he's a mint player. So, Woodward, Glazer, oh, you shower of Glazers. Get your ass in game, man. Just make a bid. So they get on the phone to Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain, how you doing? We want Kylian Mbappe. So they'll probably say, talk to me. What have you got for us? I'll say I'll give you Phil Jones, Marcus Rojo, Ashley Young, a double-decker chocolate bar, and a 1.5 litre bottle of Lilts, because it's the totally tropical taste. Take it or leave it. Have we got a deal? Which they'll say, no, do one, you dickhead. And for that reason, Real Madrid are this week's number 5. Number 4 this week is a player, I just think his head's absolutely gone. If I didn't know it ages ago, when he's been in CockStroker of the week many times before, and this week he's steaming straight back in. Now, if you're low on confidence, if you're playing really shit, the one thing you want to be doing is staying away from social media and putting shit out. But this just summarises this person. Is a person who is 7, nearly 28 years old. Everybody still thinks he's about 15, 16. They say he's young. Wait until he's a bit older and all that, a bit more mature. He's never going to grow up. From what I've seen of him recently coming on the pitch, he's absolutely shot. I think he's gone in the head, man. Get him in one of them padded cells, man, next to that Hannibal Lecter guy. But anyway, it's Jesse fuckface Lingard. This week, a social media post or whatever it is, on Instagram or whatever, come out of a video of him. And honestly, I just think his head has gone. Here it is anyway.
This stuff is weakening on my mean streets. My friends don't speak no more. I don't know why. Don't ask me that question. They just don't speak because they scared they get touched. That's strange. Why would they?
Coming in at number 3 this week, he's not going to be CockStroker of the week. Bit of a clue there. It is Jurgen Klopp. He gets number 3, and this is basically for taking the bait. Pep Guardiola, after beating Southampton, basically thought, I'm going to catch myself a delicious German. Threw out the fishing rod, and next minute we've got, well, a big teeth thing on the end of the hook. Yes, Jurgen Klopp took the bait. This is because Pep Guardiola just threw it in there, just throwing it out there. Yeah, he just said that, you know, Sadio Mane dives, you know, dropped it in, and Jurgen Klopp took the bait, hook, line, sinker, the whole lot. Basically hit back and said that Sadio Mane does not dive. Yeah. Leicester, did he dive against Leicester? Yeah. Did he get booked at the weekend? Coming in at number 2 this week, it is the Manchester United hierarchy. I suppose it is a double one. This is the Glazers and Ed Woodward, yeah? They're getting the joint second. I know a lot of people will be saying it should be first every week, Kev, yeah? We've got to dish it out, though. We've got to mix it up. They're getting it because Dave Birtwistle, our very own Man Utd VanCam regular, tweeted this through to me, the video of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after that defeat to Bournemouth 1-0. Now, personally, I went on social media, shut down. I didn't want to hear any of the post-match sort of analysis or anything like that. I'm pretty thingy like that. I'm not letting this ruin my day. Not a chance, man. But the video that Dave Birtwistle actually forwarded and tweeted onto me, copied me in on, when you see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and what it actually means to him. You know, this is a player, a legend of the club, who is now trying to manage these players and that, and it is a bit like he's got his hands tied. Well, he has got his hands tied. What am I saying, yeah? Let's just play the video, and this is the reason they're number 2. It's basically because of what they are doing to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
What's your view overall of that today, Ollie? Lack of...
And the number 1 CockStroker of the week this week, yes, racism is a big problem in Italy, and I was going to say it seems to be happening every week. It's always happened there, man, and they will never ever get to the root of this problem if they don't accept that they've actually got a problem. So number 1 this week goes to Verona, the Verona manager, the Verona fans, and just all basically them shower rebellends. And it's because Mario Balotelli was racially abused. The video should come up here. So he's being abused. You can clearly hear monkey chants. You know, they're abusing him big time, and he decides to retaliate by kicking the ball up into the stands where the abuse was coming from. Now, following this actual incident, and after the game, the Verona manager come out with his famous Arsene Wenger saying, oh, Arsene Wenger never said it about racism or anything. What I mean is, Arsene Wenger used to always come out and say, I did not see it, not in that voice, like, but he used to say, you know, he didn't see a lot. Which begged the question about, get yourself to Specsavers and get them bastard glasses changed. Because he had glasses as well and still couldn't see what was going on. But the Verona manager at the end of this, he come out and said that he did not hear it, didn't think there was a problem, and that is the problem in Italy. For that reason, the fans that racially abused Mario Balotelli, Verona as a club, and the Verona manager, who are all part of this problem, you lot are the CockStrokers of the week. And that's it for this week. If you've got anything you want to send through, get in touch via the Twitter page, via just whatever you want to do. Yeah, Twitter's probably the easiest thing to copy me in on. That is at Kevin Ashford 7. Do it. You know it makes sense. CockStroker of the week. Another action-packed CockStroker of the week done and dusted. If you've got a nomination you want to send through, it's at KevinAshford7 on the Twitter page. That's probably the easiest way to send it through. But at the end of the show, I'll give you all the other credentials and, you know, how to get in touch and all that. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be a sports person or to do with football, because we all know there's cockstrokers in all walks of life. So if you've got anything you want to bring to my attention, like Dave Birtwistle did this week, then you will get the accreditation for it. And that's great, and it makes my job easier. I always say that, don't I? Why would I make Kev's job easier? Just do it! Right, let's get in. Now we're going to do a thing called the Big VanCam Debate. We've set a question and a poll for last week. I'll give you that, and then we'll get into this week's question. So stick around, don't leave, don't go anywhere. Why would you? What else would you be doing?
The Big VanCam Debate.
The Kev wave. Don't try copying it because it's copyrighted. Look it up on the internet. Right, here we go with the Big VanCam Debate. Last week, following Marcus Rashford's, well, the first time he's actually got a free kick on target in 794 attempts, and the fact that it hit the target and the back of the net, which was well worth the wait, wasn't it? It did bring comparisons to the Ronaldo goal against Portsmouth. So I was asking you the question. We put both of the goals together. We had a right good look through them. I did as well. And I went last week with Ronaldo, and I threw it out there to you lot. I said, right, Rashford or Ronaldo, who was a better free kick in your... This was a matter, really. It's always a matter of opinions. But you can look at it and there's not much between them. But there was little things I said, you know, the wall didn't split on Ronaldo's like it did on Rashford's. Rashford's was a bit further out, and yeah, there wasn't much. I just went for Ronaldo because I remember being at that game. I think it was the up and over so quick, the fact that it was right. Yeah, you know what I mean anyway. But I went with Ronaldo, and I can confirm that 61% of the VanCam community went with Ronaldo. See what I did there? Ready to just kept you hanging on anyway. But yeah, the majority of the VanCam community went with Ronaldo. There was no wrong or right answer in this. It was just all, you know, whatever you were thinking at that time. Do you know what? I need to turn this Adele off, man. Morbid shit. Okay, so this week for the Big VanCam Debate, I was looking at the league table the other day, and I shouldn't have. It got me in a right mood, man. 10th position, that's where we are. If we didn't know already, we're in 10th position. Yeah, it doesn't make for good reading, it doesn't look good, and if we're there at the end of the season, it's been an awful dog shit season. Yeah, so 10th position. Well, it got me to thinking, and United are up there as one of the favourites to win the Europa League, right? Okay, so this is my question this week. Would you prefer to finish in 10th? So I'm giving you that 10th position now, and United win the Europa League. The Europa League is a trophy, and it will also guarantee that United make the Champions League next season. But finishing in 10th position will suggest that we've had a right grueler, as the bootlegger would say. We've had a right grueler of a season. A proper really shit season, yeah? But we've won the Europa League, so we've got a trophy and we're in the Champions League next season. We can build on that. Or would you rather finish in 4th place? Yeah, no trophies. You don't get a trophy for finishing 4th. We're not Arsenal. Yeah. So this week's question: finish 10th and you get the Europa League trophy in the cabinet. Yeah, there you go, sunshine. Put that in there with the rest of them. Or finishing 4th. Now, finishing 4th would suggest that United have had a good season domestically. But if United finish 10th and take the Europa League, yeah, we've won the Cup or the Europa League. We're in the Champions League next season, but we've finished 10th. It's the worst finish in Premier League history for Man United, and it would suggest that from this point on to the end of the season, it's going to be 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. It's just going to be, it's going to piss everybody off. Well, United fans, every single season of every week. You know what I mean? We're going to be hitting, like Kev, hitting the drink. It's taking its toll on me, man. I'm getting grey hairs in my beard and all that. Right, make a decision. Up here, there's a little eye. Click on that. Cast your vote. Is it the Europa League and a 10th place finish? Or just 4th place for me, Kev? We're not Arsenal, are we? We won't celebrate it or anything. Get involved. I'll let you know next week.
The Big VanCam Debate.
Right, so there's your question for this week then, the big VanCam debate. Make sure you get involved in that. There is an eye up here. A lot of people always ask me, they say they don't see it. I'm trying to help you here. Just click on it, it drops down. It's as simple as that. It's a 10th place finish on the Europa League trophy or 4th place, yeah? You tell me what you're thinking and make sure you get commenting in the comment section. Right, not done this the last couple of weeks due to unforeseen circumstances, which basically means I didn't have time and I basically couldn't be asked because I'm not doing well in it. It's the VanCam Fantasy Football League update.
How bizarre! How bizarre! How bizarre!
Oh yeah, it's time that we had a quick look at the VanCam Fantasy Football League. Let's see who's top. Well, I can tell you one thing. There's been a right shake-up at the top. Remember Louis Clarkson, Rochdale Starlet? He's only been knocked off that top spot, and that's because Paul Johnson has taken the top spot. So for finest of fair play to you, it's getting very intense. There's only a point in it at the top. As with regards to Big Kev is just basically pissing around in 21st place. I'm serious. I'm on the rise, but I'm not happy. Well, do you know what? It's out of about 60 people this, so it is getting good, but I need to be higher than that. It's not good enough for me. A good mate of mine there, Martin Cox, men behind Maguire. You having that? Yeah. Every man must stand behind the men behind Maguire. One for the Irish contingent. Earth, Wind and Maguire, Nicky G in 18th for Bridge to VAR. Get that? Loving that one. Nick Jefferson 19th and Nabil Nahamid. So these are all the ones that I'm looking at. I've got to overtake these shower of bastards just to get anywhere near the likes of Johnson and Clarkson. So we will update that again next week. Let's see after this weekend. It could be interesting because obviously them dirty rotten Scousers play the Blue Noses, so sort of if that ends 0-0 and there's a few players sent off and that, you know, we can all hope, can't we? Oh, well, if anything, you'd want them both to get beat, you know what I mean, and just go out of existence and we'd never see the likes of them again, but I don't think that's going to happen, so we'll update it again next week.
How bizarre! How bizarre! How bizarre!
So there is your Fantasy Football League update for this week, done and dusted, and we are now into the final furlong. All that leaves for me to do is read a few messages in a thing that we know as your comments. So over to YouTube. David Conreen was in the comment section last week and said, I got cut off and put back onto you in your lovely bathroom. Thanks for sharing your United Stand story, but I don't think that VanCam would be the same under the umbrella of the United Stand. Fair play, my friend. Regards, Raver with Insure Red. Yes, one for the ladies there, man. If you missed that, get him back in last week. Kev in the bath. Yeah, that's a frightening thought, to be honest. But yeah, he says he doesn't think it'd be the same under the United Stand umbrella. If you want to check out some of the older VanCams, get onto the United Stand, just type it in on YouTube and you will see the difference in quality. Honestly, the way that I used to put it out in the United Stand, it was literally about 5 minutes. He used to ask me to do it, called it VanCam, 5 minutes of me talking shit. But I think now I've turned it into more of what I think we all call it a kind of show, don't we? There's different segments, bit of crack and all that. Not that kind of crack, you know what I'm saying. Sir John Vallandigham, the man, the myth, the legend himself, was in the comments as well over on YouTube. He said, the hate for Marcus Rashford by his own team fans is disturbing and unfounded. Most of the time he has to do the impossible by himself. He is Manchester born and bred and wears the badge proud. It does, mate. Very wise words. John Vallandigham never, whenever he speaks, I listen, you know what I mean? If he wants to put words in there, I'll look at them and I say, you're absolutely spot on. And I think it is a dig at Saeed, innit? You know, Rashford, yeah, he's washed up, man, get this fucker out of my club. Or whatever he said, something along the lines of that, just because we got beat by Newcastle. Bit of a flip-flop opinion on it kind of thing, you know. 1 week it's great, next week, yeah, he's shit. But Rashford, like the song says, like Manchester, Rashford is red. He's born and bred, man. And he will only get better. Just looking at the Facebook page there, at Kev's VanCam. Oh, just drops it in like that. No, you know what I mean? No shame. Dan Wills was in there and said, when did you do this photo shoot, Kev? exactly who that is, Dan Wills, as well. That's Fagan, in it. Oliver Twist. Is that who we're talking about? Fagan, who was a pickpocket. Yeah? That's as good as calling me a scouser, that. You cheeky Twastard. And yes, I did say Twastard. So anyone that's new to this channel, and what is he saying, man, in that high-pitched voice? Twastard is a word that I invented. Look it up in the Oxford Dictionary, for Christ's sake. Twastard. It's a mix between a twat and a bastard. I like it. I use it very often because I know loads of them. And Dan Wills is he's certainly one. As with lookalikes, man, it's up there with the worst of them. I say it every week. You keep putting me down, grinding me down. You will not finish me off, I tell you. I keep getting back up, man. I'm powered by Duracell batteries. Fagan, yeah, you got to pick a pocket or two. Scouse bastard. If you stuck around last week to the end of the video, I appreciate it if you did. I'm sure all the VanCam regulars did. What I want to say, and I want to say, I'm just a massive how overwhelmed I was. I can't imagine how Ploy and Peter's son, who we all know were watching live last week. So that's the message I was trying to get across. Sadly, Peter died. Ploy wanted me to read it out last week. Now, when I went to actually read it, I had it all in front of me, and I thought, not a bother, I'm going to read it. I want to, you know, give him a good send-off, VanCam style. And then, if you watched it last week, you'll know that my voice went. I watched it back myself a couple of times, and I just couldn't believe how it affected me, because obviously I'd never actually met Peter face to face. This is literally a social media thing. It was through Facebook. I've spoke to him, always in the comment section and that. But I put out on the video last week, I just said it's the most difficult VanCam I've ever done. Although I never met him in person, he was a regular, which is just backing up what I've just said. And I just ended it with hopefully he's up there now with Georgie Best. Raise a glass to Peter Webb this evening. I just want to say thank you very much to everyone that tweeted me pictures of him raising a glass with the picture in the background. And basically to everybody who got in touch, basically to say about Peter. And to say rest in peace, just basically comforting words for Ploy and Peter's son, which I'm very sure they will have read. Well, I know they do, because they have, because they did respond to, I think it was Dave Birtwhistle, but Ed07 MUFC said, hi Kev, another top quality show and thanks for the mention. Thought you handled the tribute to Pete brilliantly, rest in peace Pete. Rob Ingram, great tribute to Pete Webb, enjoyed his posts. ETR News, rest in peace Peter, you'll always be a part of the VanCam army, lots of love. Yeah, there was loads of them. I love this game as well. What respect shown by VanCam. Just think how many channels Peter subbed to, so thank you so much for taking the time. It touched me anyway. Mark D was there as well, and Dave Birtwhistle as well, so a few of them should have shown up. But I just want to say, nice one. Thank you everyone for showing so much respect. I think this YouTube game, you know, that basically put everything into perspective last week for me, you know, about what matters in life. And it was quite an eye-opener. I never met him, but it got to me. Yeah, it did get to me. So I want to end on a positive note this week. Yeah, this week we have got Brighton at Old Trafford. Now, before that Bournemouth match, we would have all been saying next run of games looking at 9 points. Yeah, well, we didn't get any against Bournemouth. Now the fun starts against Brighton, because Brighton will rock up and think we can have a good go at these, and why not? Because we're flip-flops, we're up and down. That's what we are at the minute. I don't mean a reference to Jurgen Klopp either. But for the boys on Saturday, for Peter Webb as well, we still remember, yeah, we will never forget, there is a light that never goes out. I just want to finish on a positive note this week. That's all I'm doing. So the hard hat's back. We'll have a sing-song, whatever, yeah. Come on, United! I said your love, keep on lifting me higher and higher. Thanks very much for watching the video. You can also follow me on these other social media platforms. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, plenty of fish. Oh yeah! Thanks to everybody who gets involved, comments, likes, shares, subscribes. Subscribing is the main thing. It costs you nothing, and why wouldn't you want to do it? This is Man Utd VanCam.